recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I thank the gentleman and my colleague from Rules, Mr. Scott, for the customary 30 minutes. I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks and yield myself such time as I may consume.
Without objection.
Families all across the United States want Congress to help lower the cost of living. Whether it's a single mom working to put enough food on the table for her kids, or an elder who tries to stretch their Social Security as much as possible. Millions of Americans also worry about the cost of their utilities. Indeed, utility bills are at the heart of our most basic needs. They are some of the highest costs that working families have to think about each month. H.R. 7673, the Liberty and Laundry Act. Yes, I know some chuckle just by hearing the title, but the Liberty and Laundry Act betrays Americans' desire for lower cost because it increases utility bills. Energy-efficient washing machines can save the average family up to $285 over the washing machine's lifetime. Republicans would take away these savings with this bill. And this isn't the first appliance where Republicans are raising costs. Republicans are making new refrigerators, dishwashers, and stoves even more expensive to operate. With these bills attacking energy efficiency, they are definitely not looking after Americans' working families. Who are they really protecting? With just 6 more days of the congressional calendar this year, we have a laundry list. Indeed, we need to talk about laundry, but it's the laundry list of unfinished business that Congress should be doing for the American people. However, my colleagues across the aisle decided that a washing machine is more important than Social Security, the Farm Bill, nutrition programs, and so much more. I need to tell you, when I'm in New Mexico, my constituents never ask me about what am I doing about washers and dryers, unless, of course, I'm lost in the hardware store. They do ask, however, about saving Social Security and lowering the cost of medicine. While Democrats have worked hard to protect Social Security and lower health care costs, what do we hear from the other side? Trump's billionaire bros were just here, and they said his plans would, and I quote, necessarily involves some temporary hardship, from billionaire bro Musk, right? Now, I need to tell you, if you're a billionaire, a little bit of hardship you're not going to face with some of the cuts they're talking. Working families will suffer. This rule also includes the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2025. I am pleased that so much of this year's NDAA is rooted in improving the quality of life for our service members and their families. These measures, some of which were described as my colleague, include things like the 14.5% pay raise for junior enlisted service members and 4.5% pay raise for all other service members. They're going to provide our military personnel with the resources they deserve. Indeed, it is the care for our service members and shared goal of increased military readiness that typically makes the NDAA very bipartisan. That's why it is indeed disappointing that the Republican majority decided to use the NDAA to attack military families with the inclusion of a provision to attack transgender children. As Ranking Member Smith eloquently discussed at Rules last night, for the first time, the NDAA is attacking a family member's right to choose the health care they need for their kids. He pointed out that there are thousands of families who rely on medical care to improve the lives of children who suffer from gender dysphoria. Imagine, you're serving in the Marines because you and your family love your country, but your child is suffering. He comes to you, she comes to you. Their pain is so great that they tell you they are contemplating suicide. Of course, as a parent, you want to do everything you can to help your child. And the medical profession has tools that can help. They can help you treat your child, save your child, make sure your child leads a healthy, happy life. But Congress is now telling that Marine, you can't get the medical help your child needs. Congress is telling that Marine, we know better. The Committee on Armed Services did not ask for this ban on transgender health care for minors that was explained to us last night in Rules. This did not come out of the committee whose goal is to look at armed services. No, this proposed ban was inserted by Speaker Johnson. What Republicans are doing is interfering with a parent's ability to get health care for their children. Why do Republicans keep interfering in personal health care decisions? We have Republican politicians sitting on the examination table when a parent is trying to get their children care, just like they sit on the examination table when women are trying to get reproductive health care. This mean provision is a stain on the bipartisan NDAA. I don't know why Republicans keep launching culture wars when the NDAA should focus on preventing wars. Finally, the rule also includes the Judges Act, adding federal judges to ensure we guarantee justice in America. We worked on a bipartisan bargain to do just that. Democrats and Republicans negotiated a good, fair deal to pass this bill, but the deal was to pass it before the election so we could ensure impartiality before anybody knew who had won. Republican leadership went back on that deal, and we refused to move the bill until Donald Trump won. That's a huge breach of trust. How are we supposed to negotiate unless the other side keeps their promise? Republicans broke their word and broke the deal. Time and again, the Republican majority shows the American people that their priorities are power and partisanship. They did it again with a closed rule for each of these bills, so Congress cannot debate any amendments that were offered. Members should have the opportunity to debate. The American people should have the opportunity to hear where their representatives stand on these issues, where they will vote on amendments, but we keep getting denied the right to have any amendments debated on this floor, the People's House. Mr. Speaker, I reserve.